I'm joined now by a member of the Oversight Committee, Congressman Khanna. Congressman, thanks for being with us. What is your reaction, first of all, to the ruling today?
Anderson, I thought Judge Mantha issued a careful, narrowly tailored ruling, perfectly consistent with Justice Roberts' guidance on the Supreme Court. He had two basic findings. First, that Trump himself admitted to reimbursing the Treasury $400,000 for foreign payments. And the judge said, the American people, our committee, deserves to know what foreign payments did Trump receive. And that's why we need his tax returns. Perfectly reasonable. If a member of Congress was receiving foreign payments, I think the American public would want to know. And second, the judge said Trump had a deal for his hotel with the government. The government contract said that no government official should ever benefit from the deal. Obviously, Trump was president. He was benefiting from the deal. We should find out whether that contract was legal and whether Trump should have divested from that property.
Were you disappointed that the judge only allowed for tax records from when the former president was actually in office and not going back to 2011 as the Oversight Committee had originally sought?
I was, because I believe it's relevant, those prior tax returns, to seeing whether Trump had a financial interest in foreign engagement and foreign activities. But it's actually what shows that the judge was very careful and fair. He restricted some of our requests. He had the narrowest possible ruling. And he said what is certainly relevant are the tax returns while Trump was president. And that's why I think the ruling will stand, even if the former president appeals it.
It was interesting because the judge did specifically refute the argument from the former president's allies that the committee is on a baseless fishing expedition, which is what they had said, and that there was, quote, detailed and substantial evidence that President Trump, at least through his business interests, likely received foreign payments during the term of his presidency. In order, I mean, does there have to, for there to actually be a violation, does there have to be proof that not just foreign money was received from foreign guests staying at the hotel, or that they were overcharged, but that actually resulted in some sort of, foreign policy decision or legislation?
I think if there is a tie between the money that was received and any influence on a foreign policy decision, obviously that is the most blatant violation. But short of that, if you have evidence that Trump was receiving compensation beyond the market rate, that also is deeply concerning. Look, the Oversight Committee is one of the most careful committees. I often want to move faster than the committee staff. They are very deliberate. They are very careful. They don't overreach. And the judge's decision was a vindication of how carefully they prepared this. They had the evidence of why we deserve those tax returns for legitimate purposes.
One of your colleagues, Democratic Congressman Jerry Connolly, tweeted out something. I want to read it. He's on the Oversight Committee. He said, "We'll see some of Donald Trump's tax returns, and that's a good thing. Let's be clear, we issued the subpoena 2 years ago. That he was able to run out the clock and avoid accountability until he left office, not a victory for the rule of law. It's an abject failure." How concerned are you not only with the time that it's taken, but that the former president is now out of the White House and never had to face this really head on?
It did take too long, Anderson, because our system wasn't designed for someone like Donald Trump. I mean, every president before that complied. They would either put their assets in a blind trust, they would disclose their tax returns. A lot of our constitutional democracy depended on norms that both Democrats and Republicans followed. Obviously, Trump flouted them, and it has taken years for our legal system to catch up with that. But now that we know that that is possible, what Congress needs to do is enact laws so that this never happens again. Disclosure laws, I think every elected official, for example, should have to disclose any foreign payments that you're receiving while in office. That would be one reform that would prevent this.
Congressman Khanna, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Up next.